Hi there, this is Lee McQueen. Once again, speaking about the Green Party. Um, the Green Party has responded to the interests of Bernie Sanders supporters who have found themselves alienated from the Democrat Party and the Democrat Party leadership underneath Hillary Clinton. And so the Green Party has extended an invitation to Bernie Sanders supporters because Bernie Sanders supporters agree with the Green Party on many issues because they responded to Bernie Sanders' message, which is also 90%, 90% in line with the Green Party platform. And so naturally, there's an interest, a mutual interest um, between Bernie Sanders supporters and the Green Party. And so the Green Party is saying that now that Hillary Clinton is considered the presumed nominee and that the forces in Washington, D.C. are lining up in her favor, they want to extend an invitation to Bernie Sanders supporters to join the Green Party and work with the Green Party for a revolution outside the system rather than focusing on reforming the Democrat Party from within. The Greens are offering an opportunity to form a revolution against the Democrat Party and the political establishment from outside the party. There's an inside game and then there's an outside game. And progressives within the Democrat Party are inside game. The Green Party is the outside game because they are under no obligation to follow the rules and protocols of the Democrat Party. They're their own political party with their own rules and their own platform, their own issues. And so they're saying that for the Bernie Sanders supporters who find themselves searching for progressive issues and then not finding them in the Democrat Party, that they explore opportunities with the Green Party. And so and to that end, that the Green Party has formulated a frequently asked question page, which is very helpful for a Bernie Sanders supporter who wants to see what their place is within the Green Party and what their relationship with the Green Party can be. And so question one is Jill Stein the Green nominee? The answer is no, but she has enough delegates at this time to win the nomination. The nomination will not take place and will not be decided until the Green Party Presidential Nominating Convention, which is August 4th through 7th in Houston, Texas. The next question is, will Bernie Sanders supporters and others who decide to go green in 2016 be welcome with the Green Party? The answer is yes. The next question is, can Bernie Sanders run for president as a Green if he doesn't win the Democrat nomination? The answer is likely not. It would be almost impossible because it would mean that Bernie Sanders has to launch a new presidential campaign after Democratic convention, and that many states have ballot access and campaign laws with strict time constraints. They have deadlines by which you have to register with a new political party. And then some states have sore loser laws, which prohibits a candidate from registering as a candidate for a new party after having lost the primary of another party. So the Green Party has its own nominating process, and that Bernie Sanders has not participated, nor has he responded to communications from the Green Party. And finally, he has repeatedly pledged to support the Democrat nominee. Whether himself or someone else, he has pledged support for the Democrat Party. And so he actually verbalized that support on June 16th. He confirmed that he will not be pursuing a campaign outside the Democrat Party. The next question is, would the Green Party support Bernie if he launched an independent campaign after the Democratic nomination? Again, wishful thinking on a lot of people's parts. I myself have seen a lot of instructions for Bernie Sanders to go independent, go third party. And again, ballot access, registration deadlines, sore loser laws, Many of those deadlines have passed, and then Bernie Sanders has said he will not do it. So it's very unlikely. And then on top of that, will the Green Party support Bernie if he decides he does, in spite of all those obstacles, if he does want to launch an independent or third party run, will the Green Party support him? The answer is the Green Party will support its own Green nominees for president and vice president. The Green Party of the United States doesn't support other parties' candidates or independents. They support their own presidential candidates. And so my question is, and I'm not sure if it's been answered within its FAQ somehow, and I just don't see it. But my question is, which maybe I should email to the Green Party, is can Bernie Sanders actually join the ticket of Jill Stein as her vice presidential candidate? And is that possible within the rules and protocols of the Green Party? So he wouldn't necessarily be the presidential nominee, so there wouldn't be that ballot access interference, I hope. But if he was running on Jill Stein's ticket as her vice president, would that be a way to bypass all the sore loser laws, the ballot access deadlines, and then the fact that the Green Party only supports its own presidential nominee? So that's my question. Maybe I should email it. I'll have to get around to doing that. The next question on this FAQ is, aren't the Green Party platform and Bernie's platforms the same? Yes, there are strong points of agreement, especially on domestic issues like the need for a single-payer healthcare system, living wages, restoration of the Glass-Steagall Act, and many more. There's enough for the Greens to feel a sense of solidarity with Bernie Sanders supporters and Bernie Sanders himself. There's also sharp differences on foreign policy and military spending. Greens advocate more extensive action on climate change, and then also reorganizing the economy to benefit the middle and low income working people and the poor. And I've talked about this before using one example of the student loan debt crisis that we're in now, where there's just trillions of dollars that former college students owe after being mired down into a rigged economy where they're trying to get educated, high college costs, virtually no Pell Grants, and no financial aid available, so they have to use student loans. And then the interest rates are so high, and the wages are so low that it's almost impossible to pay off. Jill Stein wants to zero out those student loans, bring them down to zero balance, by appointing a new chairman of the Federal Reserve and doing a quantitative easing of the student loan, and just basically forgive the student loan and bail the students out the very same way that Barack Obama bailed out the bank. She says it can be done. Bernie Sanders takes a more measured approach to the student loan debt crisis. He actually wants to refinance the student loan at lower interest rates and then lower college costs overall, or make college costs virtually free. So slightly different positions. They're both progressive positions on student loan debt crisis. It's just the Green Party and Jill Stein is slightly to the left of Bernie Sanders, and so that's that extra 10%. But basically, their issues and platforms line up. They're 90% in agreement. How will the Green nomination take place? It's kind of similar to the Democrat Party and the Republican Party nominations. They choose delegates state by state. They have their primaries. The primaries are over now. And then they have their convention August 4th through 7th at the University of Houston in Texas. Why does the Green Party nominate candidates for president when it's so unlikely that a Green will win? And my answer is, well, I'll read off here. Well, the Greens are aware that it's a long shot, but my understanding from what I see is that just because it's a long shot or it's unlikely, that doesn't make it impossible. It just says that, there's work to be done. So there is a window where it can happen. And as long as there's hope, why not try? That's the soft and fluffy answer. But there's also a practical answer. Every Green presidential campaign helps to build the Green Party as a whole. This is for ballot access laws. There are some states where there actually has to be a presidential candidate for any party to get placed on the ballot. There has to be a presidential candidate. If there is no presidential candidate, then that political party cannot be placed on the ballot. And if that political party is not placed on the ballot, then not even down ballot candidates can be put on the ballot. So there has to be a figurehead at the top of the ticket in order to even get down ballot candidates on any state ballot. Well, certain states are like that. And then there's some states where there has to be at least maybe a certain percentage of the vote that a political party has to have in order to remain on the ballot. And a presidential nominee assists with that because a presidential nominee is more visible, more outspoken, is more familiar rather than a down ballot candidate. So Jill Stein is known to many people. If she's traveling around the United States, more people who are Greens or Green leaning are going to come out to vote for her and add to the overall popular vote that she needs in certain states in order to keep the Green Party on the ballot. And so the presidential candidate of any political party, but specifically the Green Party, actually speaks on the issues. They are the figurehead, like of any organization. There is one representative at the very top who represents that company, and they speak of that company's mission out and about. And so Jill Stein is that person for the Green Party. We see her sometimes in various interviews, on television interviews, print media, online media, speaking about the issues of the Green Party. So she is the central figure, the representative of the Green Party on the national level, and that's why she's running for president. Let's see. I believe that pretty much answers that question. But I'm going to post a link in the description so more people can get even more in-depth information on that. Next question, is the Green Party running candidates for state and local office too, or only for president? The Green Party have been running candidates in public office at every level for 2016, and that there are hundreds of Greens who have been elected in previous elections. Local election victories are a top priority for Greens as a grassroots party. So they're not just working from the top down or just trying to send Jill Stein into the White House. There are Greens at the bottom down ballot. And as Bernie Sanders has really done a great job of telling people, down ballot candidates are what helps to build a party, because down ballot candidates increase in power, and then that means that they strengthen the infrastructure of the party and they bring people after them. Is the Green Party only for environmentalists, progressives, radicals, and or recovering ex-Democrats? And I'm going to say that I hope not. One thing that concerned me about the Democrat Party, specifically Bernie Sanders' campaign as part of the Democrat Party, was the unfortunate knowledge that there might have been saboteurs in his campaign. Niko House in North Carolina created several videos outlining his realization that the Hillary Clinton campaign had sent saboteurs into the Bernie Sanders campaign to create chaos from within. And Niko actually named names. And so I'm really hoping that the Green Party does not suffer the same problems as the Bernie Sanders campaign of people acting as agents for the Democrat Party to sabotage the Greens. And so it's not just a party for recovering ex-Democrats. It's actually a party for people who are serious about getting money out of politics, who are serious about the environment, who are serious about social justice reform, about racial justice, environmental justice, about coming out against mass incarceration and drug war, about military interventions, about wars for money and oil. So there are many issues that unite people under the green umbrella. Many of these issues are considered progressive, and they are not being answered in any other political party. Is voting green just a protest vote? According to this FAQ, every vote helps the Green Party grow. And I've already outlined before how important it was for Greens to win certain percentages of votes in order to remain on ballots in certain states. And then in addition, if the Greens get to 5% voting overall on a national scale, they are able to acquire federal matching funds from the Federal Elections Commission. So voting green is very important. It's not just a protest vote. It's a vote that helps to build the Green Party. Every vote counts. In addition to voting, polling counts as well. If the polling for the Green Party gets to 15% for Jill Stein as a presidential candidate, she will be considered for televised national debates with the major party contenders. So voting and polling are very important. It's not to be underestimated. The next question is, why isn't the Green Party on the ballot in my state? And it's likely that the Green Party is still in the process of working on its ballot access campaign. They're going state by state. They're attempting to flip Nevada. They're attempting to flip Illinois, Georgia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. They've targeted high priority states. Basically, they want to get to all 50 states, at least 47, and then they place priorities based on deadline, based on population and voting electorate size, and then complexity of ballot access laws. They prioritize states, and so it's likely that they have not gotten to your state yet. You can check on Green Party ballot access to see if your state is in the process of being flipped, and I'll leave a link in the description. And then if you're really interested, you can assist them getting signatures or working hard to get them on the ballot if you want them on your state ballot. Will the Green Party spoil in 2016? And I'm going to give my answer. This is not the official answer of the Green Party. It's my answer. My answer is I hope so. I hope the Green Party spoils in 2016. I'm very much looking forward to the Green Party specifically spoiling the Trans-Pacific Partnership in 2016. There's so much ambivalence from the Republican Party, who does not support Donald Trump on his stance against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And there's ambivalence from Hillary Clinton, who used to be a supporter but now claims that she's not. However, the Democrat Party has left Trans-Pacific Partnership and the support for the TPP on its Democrat platform. So there's ambivalence from the major parties. And Bernie Sanders is anti-TPP, but again, the Democrat Party is for it, and so is Barack Obama. Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party is flexible. The only political party that supports its political candidate against TPP is the Green Party. The Green Party is anti-TPP, and Jill Stein, the presidential candidate of the Green Party, is anti-TPP. This is the only political party where the presidential candidate and the party are in agreement that they are against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And so if she can spoil it, I hope so. And it needs to be spoiled. It's debt and wage slavery. It's submission of our government to a corporation. It's the complete and final submission of our government to an oligarchy. We will be ruled by corporations. We will not have consumer protection, environmental protection, food safety, public health. We won't have any of that. We won't have anywhere to turn if these corporations decide to treat us very badly, to hurt us, or to kill us, as they have sometimes done in the past. The only difference is there won't be a way for our government to protect us from them. So I'm really hoping that if the Green Party can spoil the Trans-Pacific Partnership, more power to them. And if that means they spoil Hillary Clinton, or they spoil Donald Trump, or they spoil, Gary Johnson, in order to defeat the Trans-Pacific Partnership, I'm for it. Okay, now here's the official position. Greens call the spoiler accusation dishonest. It's a weapon. It conceals the failures of the major party candidates. It covers the major party candidates by focusing the problem on the third party rather than the inadequacies of the duopoly, the Republican or the Democrat Party. And it suggests that alternative parties have no right to participate in elections, which is wrong. If we're still gonna, believe the lie that we're a democracy, then let's at least pretend that we believe the lie and allow various parties to run for office, candidates for office. And it also distracts from a need for voting election reform like proportional representation, campaign finance reform, and public funding for elections. And so the next question is, shouldn't we vote for the lesser evil Democrat to prevent a Republican victory? And so the Green Party is saying, who is the lesser evil? Is it Hillary Clinton or is it Donald Trump? And Jill Stein has echoed the sentiment, saying that while Donald Trump has said many bad things, Hillary Clinton has done many bad things. And so there's not too much one can say on one side or the other. And the fact that Donald Trump is to the left of Hillary Clinton on military interventions, on trade and campaign finance, it's a little bit murky. There's a lot of gray area. And so the Green Party position is don't vote for the lesser evil, because decades worth of voting for lesser evil is what brought Hillary Clinton to power. There's been admonitions for the political party structure to vote for the lesser evil, going all the way back to Eugene McCarthy and George McGovern, who were peace candidates in the face of the Vietnam War. And people kept saying, well, vote for the lesser evil. And so progressive issues and progressive candidates were sabotaged and pushed to the side. And on with Jesse Jackson and Jerry Brown and Bill Bradley and Howard Dean. And then Bernie Sanders. We're seeing progressive issues being pushed to the margins, although Bernie Sanders was so persistent and so strong. He defied the attempts to silence progressives, and he defied the attempts to force the base of the Democrat Party to make a choice to vote for the lesser evil. Lesser evil is evil, and voting for evil is what brought us Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And so the Green Party is saying, hey, why don't you try, after 4 or 5 decades of voting for lesser evil, let's try something different and vote for the greater good. Voting for the lesser evil is not going to get rid of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Voting for the lesser evil is not going to bring about criminal justice reform, especially from a woman who wasn't helpful to getting the drug war, the mandatory minimum sentencing, and the drug war and mass incarceration expanded under the crime bill. So what's the lesser evil going to do for you but be evil? So the Green Party doesn't subscribe to that notion. It doesn't work with the Green Party. If you want to be a part of the Green Party, then you're voting for the greater good. I'm going to leave links in the description so you can see more of what the Green Party is about if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter and you're looking for a new home, or if you're still a Bernie Sanders supporter and you're saying, well, I support Bernie Sanders, but I do not support the Democrat Party. You can still be a Green and support Bernie Sanders. The official stance of the Green Party is they support their own presidential candidate, who is Jill Stein. But it's a funny election season now, and there's just so much flux and uncertainty at the top of the ticket in the Democrat Party. So much uncertainty. So people who are looking for assurance and a new direction and a firm ground to stand on, the Green Party offers that. There's no ambiguity with the Green Party. They're not running to the center. They're not checking with Goldman Sachs to see how they should vote. They're not trying to pivot and then get to the right, talking left and pivoting to the right. That's the Democrat Party. The Green Party is totally separate. They're very clear. their issues line up. There's one way of thinking on progressive issues that they are high priority, whereas with the Democrat Party, they're low priority, and with the Republican Party, they're ignored. So I'll let you guys follow the links that I'm going to leave in the description, and hopefully you'll come to your own decisions on what you should do.